Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 40 of Direwolf20's Let's Play Satisfactory series, where today I've done a few things off camera I just want to catch you up on real quick, and then we're going to get back to uranium. So I noticed my copper sheets, which I've been using more lately now, were getting a little bit low. So I amped that up. What I basically did is I think I threw an overclocker into my copper vein over here. I sure did. Which now is increasing the amount of copper we're producing. I'm now smelting them into 2 smelteries, so that's going to be 60 copper per minute. And what I've done is fed them directly into 1, 2, 3 copper sheet producers, which need 20 copper per minute each, right? So that isn't even 60 used, so that kind of balances out perfectly, as you might expect. And it's working out just fine so far. I also ran my batteries stuff over, so my batteries are now making their way over to the drone port that we set up. It's a little bit dire-wiry and sloppy, as you might expect, as is no surprise to anyone at all. But the point is that it works. The point is that it works. And this dude's happily making the electromagnetic control rods for us. This guy is going to act as a buffer for them. So rather than storing them in a container, we're just going to store them in the drone port, and we're going to let this thing make all the electromagnetic control rods we might ever need. And then what I think I'm going to do is go ahead and make myself a portable miner right now, just so I can get that placed here and do the thing, right? So productions, equipment workshop, this guy, and then you're going to make me a quick portable miner, which I need, as you can see on the right side of the screen. So I can throw a drone on this guy, so transportation drone. And we're missing an AI limiter or 2. Did I not have... I am missing an AI limiter or 2. Now the good news is we're making AI limiters somewhere. So I'm going to snag this 100 AI limiters. Why not? Let's just have a stack of them on my person. Yeah? Inventory space is rapidly going to need to be improved. But there we go. Drone, ready to go. Sweet. Is there anything quick and dirty in the MAM that I can do that would increase my inventory space? That might be nice. I don't have any hard drive stuff cooking at the moment. So I've got the rebar gun. I've got object scanner improvements, medicinal inhaler. I do want to get the rebar gun at some point. That might not be a bad idea. Didn't we do this one already? Object scanner improvements? I feel like we might have. Maybe I'm crazy. Caternium, power switch, power poles Mark III, and supercomputers. We already have supercomputers by some virtue of something. Mycelia gets me the power chute, nutrients are all done, power slugs are all done, quartz just has the radar technology, sulfur, hey, there we go, expanded tool belt, 1 hand equipment slot, okay. Maybe not quite as exciting. Wow, I really don't have any more inventory slot upgrades available to me? I could have sworn there was something that I could do in here to expand inventory slots. The only thing I have is an extra hand slot. Which is, you know, I mean, not terrible, but also not super exciting. But there's also the rifle, which we'll probably get into at some point too. Alright, well, I was hopeful, but alas. Alas! So this drone port I'm going to name... electro rods base dash electro rods, or electro rods dash base. That might be cool. I forget what my naming scheme on the other one was, but overall, good times. So quite a few of you commented on, hey Dyer, why did you run your power lines all the way from your base when you easily could have just tapped into these power lines right here? And my response is, I don't know. I'm not that smart. I didn't think of it. I don't have a good answer for that. Sorry. But, alas, you know, it's all good. We got power over here. It don't matter all that much. So, hey, good news is we've got power. It's fine. It's fine. So, let's start today prepping up here in our fancy little uranium processing area, because that's what we're currently working on, getting uranium processing cooking. Let's get ready to look at what our processing line is going to be, right? So one of the first things we're going to want to get is sulfuric acid. So we've got, this is limestone, right? Yes. Yeah, we don't need that. Boy, oh boy, is my inventory full. Holy cow, is my inventory full. And then we've got the iron here. Is this the sulfur? This is the sulfur. Yes, this is sulfur. And we have to combine that with water because, as a reminder, we're looking at uranium. Encased uranium cells. No, uranium fuel rods. Right? So we need encased industrial beams. So we've got coal and iron happening, right? We've got iron here. We want to get the coal from down there and ferry it up. So we will route some coal up to here, right? And then we have the electromagnetic control rods, which we're already making back at the base. And we're going to drone them over here, right? And then finally we need encased uranium cells, right? So encased uranium cells are going to be raw uranium plus concrete plus sulfuric acid in a blender. And the sulfuric acid is going to be sulfur plus water in a refinery. Cool? Now we're also going to get some sulfuric acid as a result of this. So we're going to have to figure out the math on it once we start doing things. So step one will be to turn the limestone we have into concrete, and then also getting sulfuric acid. Cool? So let's plan that out. So we're probably going to want a couple crafters here, constructors. I don't know how many we're going to need. How much of this are we making? Because we want all the limestone. You know what we could do? We could do the limestone production down here. Because we don't need the raw limestone to go up there, right? How much are you making? 240 per minute. So what if we tapped into this line, right? Follow my logic on this. But what if we crafted this down here so that we didn't have to craft this up here, right? So just to clear out this line real fast, what I'm going to do is drop a storage container in. Just to empty this. Cool. And then we can trash this stuff. Okay. And then... And we can have a couple quick constructors here. I should really chop down the trees a little bit. And obviously my inventory space is going to be an issue, but that's okay. Yeah, the reason it's not area of effect clearing is because I don't have the inventory space for all this junk. But that's alright. We'll quickly throw down a little bit of a foundational platform. Does that sound good? Mostly, except that you're impacting this thing. That's alright, we can do something like this. That should work. Okay. So we could have like 3-ish constructors here? Maybe 4? Yeah, all making the limestone that we're going to need, the concrete. So that's going to be 45 per, right? So 240 divided by 45. Everybody keeps telling me to do this. So it's actually 5 that we can do. So we can just do one more. Cool. And then we can have splitters. Right? And we can have them... Yeah, it's coming in from the left. Does that look good? Okay. And then you can kind of loop around-ish. Okay. Not too shabby. And this way, we don't clog up the upstairs area with all this processing stuff. And then this guy can tap into here. I thought I had him pretty well lined up, but maybe I was lying to myself about that. I thought you were pretty well lined up, but why do you look... Oh, because you're backwards. That's why. That's why. It's alright, we can make this work. See? It works. Cool. Alright, so then you're gonna be concrete, and you're gonna be concrete, and concrete. And maybe I should equip my jetpack. Though the creative mode jetpack could also be because this is a powery area. And concrete. Cool? Alright, not too shabby. Not too shabby. Now we want mergers outputting that way. And then you feeding into there. And then boom, it's all the concrete. Nice? Looks good to me. Looks good to me. Right, there's no reason to have all this up here. Right? Might as well just have it right there, and that looks pretty good, right? And now, instead of bringing limestone up, because we don't need the raw limestone for any of this, right? We only need, for the encased uranium cells, we need the concrete, right? And then for uranium fuel rods, we need this, which also needs concrete. So we have to process the limestone regardless. So that saves me a lot of crafting up here. Nice. Let's get the water and coal up here first. So let's jump down here, and I'm going to use my jetpack. Now, what I might want to set up is a tube system. That might be cool. So let's tap into you. Let's bring you over to here, and let's get a hypertube entrance ready to go, right? Maybe I want that to be like that. Cool. And you can do this. Okay, like that. And making this nice and simple to get up and down will probably be awesome. Now that might be a little too high, but we'll figure it out. What I can always do... Oh, nope, this actually works out pretty well. He's really close, but he actually does fit. Cool. And then hypertube entrance, and then you've got a power connection that you can tap right into, so that we can now, going through a few trees, it's fine though, it's fine, and making our way up. That is cool. That'll make our lives a lot easier, right? Definitely cool. Definitely cool. Whoosh! Man, you come out of that thing with some speed, don't you? Come out of that thing with some serious speed. Alright. So now what we're going to want to do is probably go investigate our coal situation. Because remember, we're 100% utilizing this coal at the moment, right? Is that an accurate assessment of our coal situation? And let's scan for coal, because I forget, did I even tap into all my coal veins? I may not have. I feel like there was another one over here. Well, there's something I can blow up. And that's always a good day. It's coal. Yeah, it's a normal coal vein. Okay. It looks weird, but it's technically a normal coal vein. It looks like, I don't know what it looks like, but it doesn't look like you would expect it to look like. But yeah, there's 2 coal veins right here that I am not tapping into at all. At all. So what I could easily do is tap into those for the purposes of this thing. Right? And this is also a normal vein, and this is what? A Mark II miner? Alright, good. At least these are both Mark II miners, and that's also a normal vein. So, let's do that. Let's do that. So we're going to do an equipment workshop, grab ourselves a pair of portable miners, each. Let's void this. And these don't stack. And stacking is already a problem for us, but that's okay. Mark II minor. Did not mean to grab leaves and flowers, but it's all good. Maybe I don't need high-speed connectors or circuit boards on me at the moment. Maybe that's the case. I mean, I'm sure there's lots of things I don't need on me at the moment that I could probably get rid of. Some things more so than others, but we're going to do our best with our inventory issues that we have. Okay. So let's tap into this one here. Minor Mark II. Dun 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 dun! Coal producing. Get to work, buddy. 120 coal per minute times 2. And we'll send all this coal up to the area. And this coal will, like I said, be dedicated to uranium fuel rod production. Okay? So you're going to be a Mark IV belt, because why not? I think I have tons and tons of aluminum alclad sheets. Relatively tons. Relatively tons. I mean, we could do steel beams. Yeah, maybe we should do Mark III, just because, you know, whatever. Okay. And then you can be a merger. And you're gonna right over to this guy. Cool. And as a reminder, these can do 270, right? And these are making 120 each, which is 240. So this math is valid, and it adds up. So I'm going to run this over the existing line a little bit. That's valid. That looks good, right? And then what we can do is we can bring it up to the top area. That we need it. And the coal's on its way. Nice. Alright, so we're going to just bring this right along to here. Now, are you a Mark III lift? You are. Perfect. No, 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 no. Go back. Don't go in there yet, buddy. I know you're excited. I am too. I like riding in the tubes, but slow down, buddy. Whoosh. Alright. Yeah, making this hypertube was definitely the right call. Okay. Who decided that he wants to be trouble and or dinner? Goodbye, Chief. Hey, that was on him. I wasn't bothering him. I wasn't bothering. He wanted to attack me. Does that look good? It's funny, I'm getting better at judging how far I can fly with my jetpack. Like, yeah, I could have space tapped that thing and made it a little bit, but... And coal is now up here. How great is that? Perfect. Alright, now let's get some water pumps coming up here, right? Because we're going to definitely need them as well. Now, they might be a little trickier to get going, but we'll figure it out, right? I'm going to start with 2, and we'll see how much water we wind up needing. We might need a few more, and if that's the case, right? And we'll be fine. Okay. So I'm going to start, like I said, with 2 water extractors. Okay. And we will use Mark 1 waterways. Because like I said, have no idea really how much I need here. And then we'll put a junction pipe here. And then you can connect to this dude. And what are you over there? Let's make sure that you're a Mark II pole so that you can connect to this guy and this guy. Beautiful. Now, how to get you where I need you to be is going to be a very serious question, because I honestly have no idea. I don't think this is going to reach as far as my hypertubes, but we'll find out. We'll tap into it as best we can. And don't forget, we're going to need the head pump things. A lot of them, probably. Like 5 or 6. I have no idea how many actually we'll need, but more than I've ever had before, because I've never brought water up this high. Not even half this high. Like this is a lot longer than I've ever carried water up. So we're gonna figure it out. All right, what's your situation, Chief? So, where's this connector? All right, I think I got this. Cool. Now, yeah, not even close, right? Not even close. So we may need to build a couple things, foundational kind of dudes. Maybe? So what if we got rid of you for a sec? And we tapped into this and brought it up here. The pipe is too long. What, by like an inch? Come on. Killing me. It looks like it almost is fine. Look at that. It literally is by an inch. You are killing me, Smalls. What if I did this? That looks good. Okay. Whoosh. Alright, feeling better about this. Now what I'm going to do is ride my thing up. The pipe is too long. Cut me some slack. Alright, much better. Alright, so now you coming right up to here. And we're making progress. Now, what are the chances that you'll connect up to that dude? I'm gonna say, hopefully, yes. But we'll find out. Jetpacking for the win. How's my inventory doing, by the way? Wow, still terrible. But I can get rid of this coal. Not sure how I got that. Resources just appear in your inventory at times. It's fun. So now you tap into here. Looks doable. And then you right up to here. Perfect. Now, the next thing we need to make sure that we have are the head lifters, right? That's going to be an important thing to pay attention to. Alright, so let's start with here. Okay. And you know what I'm going to do? Is I'm going to put power line on line 2 here so I can connect my power lines as needed. Cool. So now, when I look at this, it should show me where the next one needs to be. And it snaps to there. So what's rendering on the top there is where it'll go to, but then it'll snap to the one it needs to connect to. right? And then snap to the one it needs to connect to. So that's pretty awesome, right? So let's power both of these guys up so that they're getting the head lift that they need. Perfect. It says 22 meters, and the recommended is 20. But I'm assuming that that snapping thing that it does, it absolutely looks like it's telling you this is what I need to be. So I hope that I'm right about that, and it is, in fact, what it needs to be. But we'll find out. Cool. Okay. Now, jumping back down. Woo! We are more than likely going to want to get some power up here, right? So let's make sure that you're a Mark II power line that can handle this. Now, if we were to copy you, this is where it snaps to. And that's where it snaps to, right? So your flow rate's looking pretty good. Your head lift is, again, right around 22-ish. Head lift is exceeding recommended level. Interesting that it keeps snapping to 2 meters above the recommended level. Because, I mean, I actually never checked this. I just kind of hoped. But yeah, it's always 22. So where it snaps to is 22. Maybe that's... I mean, it says recommended. Yeah, it says recommended. A little bit high. It's only 10% more. You can handle it. Pumps. You can handle it. Okay. So this appears to be where we're going to want the next one, right? And then this should be the next snapping point. And then we should probably do... That actually says it's going to be enough. That actually says it's going to be enough. So let's hope that that's correct. And I'm going to connect this power line if I can get the exact pixel I need. Will you reach all the way up here? Encroaching on another's clearance. So the answer is yes. You will reach all the way up here. Let's get you some... So if we look in this tube right now, there's like a smidgen of water, but no flow rate, right? And what we'll find out in a minute, as we connect these two guys to power, is that they should start pumping. And we're starting to get water now, which is cool. So your head lift is 18.8-ish. So yeah, I was right, 5 or 6. That actually came out to be just about right. Nice. So now we've got water and coal up here. So we've got our coal and iron for our steel. We've got our concrete for all the things we need. And then we've also got sulfur and water for sulfuric acid. Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. So what we're going to need to make encased uranium cells, if you're paying attention, is 40 cubic meters of sulfuric acid per minute. But then you're going to output 10 cubic meters. So realistically, what we need is 30, right? So if we're producing 30, then you'll be good, right? So then let's get, and that's made in what, a refinery? And this is not where things are going to live. This is me just looking at, right? So you're going to make 50, but we could either throttle you, or we can, right? So we could target you at 30, and that should be fine. And then you're going to make 25 encased uranium cells per minute. Not bad. And then, what do I need? Do I need a manufacturer to do uranium fuel rods? So you need 20 per minute to craft, right? So you're going to be making 25 per minute. So I could throttle you down to 20 because that's what you need. And then you need the encased industrial beams, which is a very small amount. We need 1.2 per minute. That's a very tiny amount. That's a very tiny amount. Or maybe we'll double this, right? We'll have 2 of these so we can do 40 per minute. Yeah, that might be doable. That might be doable. No, not 37.5, 40. Do I need more than? Okay, I guess so. 40 per minute, right? And then we could wind up with 2 of these to make 0.8 uranium fuel rods per minute. Might be doable. Because we really don't... I forget how many electromagnetic control rods we're making back at our base, but I feel like I said I could do 2 of these, no problem. Didn't I say that last episode? Alright, so I think our plan will be 2 manufacturers, right? So that could be manufacturer here and here. Both making uranium fuel rods. Okay. And this guy will be feeding those things. So what we can have is this guy going into one of these, and then like a splitter. Right into there. And that could be cool. Yeah. And then you're going to want to have one of these looping right around the back. And I don't really know exactly where this is all going to lay out, by the way. I'm just spitballing, you know, roughly the things that we need, right? So this is not all staying, obviously. But yeah, that makes sense to me. So I like that. I like that a lot, actually. So let's plan for that. So what I'm going to do is wrap up this episode here. We've got all the raw materials up here that we need now. Next episode, we're going to come together and put all this stuff together into uranium fuel rods. And then we're going to build uranium power plants and see how much power they generate. Because I suspect a lot, I would hope a lot. For how much effort I got to do into this, it better make a lot. Right? How's my power situation right now? Consumption's around 3,700-ish at the moment. 3,800, 3,900, 4,000-ish. And our potential production is right around 4,400, 4,364 if you want to be perfect about it. So we're good on power, but very soon we're going to have a bunch of machines drawing a bunch of power, and that's going to be a bad time. So we want to be prepared for that. So next episode we'll come back. We'll combine all this stuff into steel and all the goodies, and we'll go from there. All right, that was my sign off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. For now, take it easy.